Good morning, YouTube. It's time for an interpersonal effectiveness exercise, acronym Dear Man. Describe, express, assert, reinforce, dear, man, mindful, appear confident, and negotiate. When you're trying to get what you want, when you're asking for something such as a raise or a change in boundaries or dynamics in a relationship, when you're trying to achieve your desired ends, an effective means of approaching a conversation is through this acronym. You want to describe the situation if it's necessary. Express your feelings and thoughts. For instance, with the raise, I have not been getting what I need out of the company. I'm barely making a minimum living wage, and I have been here for several years. I've been promoted. I take on a majority of the responsibility for other coworkers and do jobs beyond my own job description, and yet my wage has remained the same. I feel it's express your opinions and thoughts. I feel that I deserve to have a wage that's compensatory to the workload that I actually take on. Plus, the fact that I've been here responsibly and diligently for as many years as I have, I would really like to ask about an increase in my wages. Assert yourself by asking for what you want. I would really like an increase in my wages. If necessary, say no clearly. If this is sort of an act of boundary setting and self-confidence, you have to assert yourself in this conversation. Be assertive at appropriate level and say no when no is necessary. Well, you've been doing this way for this long. Why should I give you a raise? Why is a raise necessary now? Because I don't feel that I'm being treated fairly by taking on a workload that's beyond my capacity. I disagree with what you're saying, and I don't want to accept no for an answer. Reinforce. You want to reinforce the consequences of what you have proposed in a very appropriate and effective manner by describing, expressing, and asserting yourself. You want to reinforce consequences, preferably positive consequences. You know that I'm a good employee. You know that I'm here on time. I've come in first, I leave last. I always pull more than my fair share of weight, and I just can't sustain on this income anymore. You know that if you were to give me what I'm asking for, that I would just work that much harder. You would be guaranteed to keep a good employee. However, if the situation doesn't change, I'm really not making a minimum living wage anymore. I can't afford to keep doing this job, and I would hate to leave this company. I would hate to have to start looking elsewhere, but I don't know what any other options would be, so I'm coming to you pleading my case. Man, mindful, appear confident, and negotiate. Don't be sidetracked. Be in the present moment. Be mindful of nonverbal cues from the other person, from yourself. Be mindful of your tone of voice. Keep things easy, casual. Be present in the conversation. Don't allow a person to sidetrack you off to another subject. If they do, bring it back. If they do, bring it back. If they keep sidetracking, you just act like a broken record and you just keep going back to the topic of conversation. You just ignore the derails and just keep bringing it back to where you want the conversation to be steered. Appear confident. Don't buckle. I'm not saying appear aggressive. Appear confident. Keep your body language open, your posture upright, a smile on your face. Fake it till you make it, even if you're not confident in this conversation. The appearance of confidence gives credibility to what you're asking for. And be willing to negotiate. Expect to negotiate. Expect that this discrepancy, this ask, this boundary change, besides derailing and going sideways and trying to ignore what you're talking about and talk you off the topic and convince you otherwise, when you get them where you would like them to be, you're going to have to be willing to negotiate. You may not get everything that you want. You're going to have a give and take and expect to reach an acceptable level on both counts. Validate the other person, easy manner, gentle. Give works well in this situation when you reach the negotiating stage. But that is how you attain your desired results when you feel like you need to readjust or navigate boundaries with someone, or you're seeking to attain something that you do not have and it involves a discussion with another human being effectively, is to dear man it. Describe the situation if necessary. Express yourself in an appropriate and kind manner. Assert yourself. Be willing to be assertive at an appropriate level. Reinforce the consequences, preferably positive, negative only if you have to, about the situation. Mindfulness. Be present in that moment. It's very important that you be present and ever vigilant of the back and forth of this conversation, of what's going on in your head, that you're not off track, that you're not allowing yourself to be sidetracked. Appear confident. Even if you don't feel confident, appear confident. Not dominant, not submissive. Appear present and confident. And then when you finally get things worked down to an actual discussion, be willing to negotiate with the other individual. This is how you get from point, I'm not getting my needs met at work. This person is crossing my boundaries, expecting me to be their ready friend all the time, calling me up in the middle of the night, and they're crossing boundaries and we need to address it. I need to difficult conversations, sometimes with difficult people, or to reach a desired end and to be more assertive. The more you can be effective interpersonally, set boundaries, and navigate the world around you, the happier you will be. So, dear man, love you guys. Bye, YouTube. Interpersonal effectiveness. It's helpful in your happiness.